footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Memory Hunt, the czar of the playbook, breaking down the Panthers versus the Lions. Now let's look at the Panthers offense. You have to start what you saw last week versus the Tennessee Titans. The offensive line play, the fairly solid offensive line play throughout the season, had mental lapses last week, and that's not what you want to see facing a team like Detroit that can get after the quarterback. So I look for that offensive line versus defensive line of the Lions being the biggest matchup for the Carolina Panthers. If they can hold their own at the line of scrimmage and keep Sue and company off of Cam Newton, I have full confidence in the Panthers offense in moving the football against the Detroit Lions secondary. So it all starts up front. They have to make sure they keep Newton clean in the pocket so he can find Steve Smith and company down the field. Also attacking the Detroit Lions, you want to attack these guys on the edge. Those outside linebackers are downhill runners, but I like the matchup with the Panthers tight ends versus the linebackers of the Detroit Lions. You have to win that battle at the point of attack so you can be able to get outside with those counter plays that you love to run with D'Angelo Williams and also Jonathan Stewart. Now defensively, when you defend the Detroit Lions, who's going to operate predominantly out of the spread formation, it's all about two things: cover 4 or cover 2. Those are going to be your best friend, and you can play cover 2 man with man underneath against the Detroit Lions, because you don't want to allow these guys free release. And what happens is they operate off timing. So if you keep these guys busy at the line of scrimmage, you keep those wide receivers trying to get off the line of scrimmage, you could have some success, and it's going to free up guys on the defensive line like Charles Johnson to get after the quarterback. Now let's look at Detroit in this matchup. Their offense right now is sputtering, and the reason being is due to the lack of the ground game. In this league, you have to be balanced at some point throughout the season. You cannot continue to throw the football 40 to 50 times a game, because that's gonna three things could happen, and 2 of them bad. You can have a completion, an interception, or an incompletion. 2 of those things are bad. I don't like those odds at all. So the Detroit Lions have to find some type of balance in their offense. Whoever's going to be back there in the backfield, they have to give it to them at least 15 to 20 times. That's going to create the play action pass. That's going to back up those corners. That's going to try to get that extra guy in the box and take advantage of those one-on-one matchups downfield with Calvin Johnson. Now attacking the Panthers, again, stay in the spread. I know I just made a great case for the running game, but the Panthers struggle in coverage. That's where you can have your advantage. They also struggle on the ground, so the running game can't get healthy this week against the Carolina Panthers. Now also on the defensive side of the football, when you stop Cam Newton, it's all about interior pressure. If you get outside pressure, he steps up and breaks contain. Interior pressure versus a rookie quarterback disrupts his timing, and he's going to have a tendency to hold the football a little bit too long, and that's what you want. You also want to roll coverage toward Steve Smith. Take him out of the ball game, force guys like LaFell and Legadunane to continue to be a threat. And those linebackers for the Detroit Lions have to make sure at the line of scrimmage they get a bump or a chip on those tight ends. Don't let those tight ends get a free release down the field, because that's Newton's favorite target outside of Steve Smith. Now let's look at some X factors in this ball game. X factors for the Carolina Panthers has to be the offensive line. We talked about it early on in the video. They have to do a better job this week of protecting up front. X factor for the Detroit Lions has to be the safety play. The reason being, Carolina loves to go to the tight ends. Tight ends will have a huge aspect of this ball game, so they have to make sure they do a great job in coverage, and those outside linebackers also have to make sure they cover the flat. So if you're playing in zone, make sure you stay in your zone and trust what you read, trust your keys, and be effective. I'm going with Detroit in this ball game. I think playing at home and also having the ability to spread the Panthers out plays right into the Panthers' weakness, which is coverage and no safeties. I have some serious questions about. For more NFL previews, visit footballgameplan.com/NFL or visit our YouTube channel at youtube.com/footballgameplan. And listen to the Football Game Plan radio show, which airs Saturdays, 11 a.m. Eastern Time at blogtalkradio.com/footballgameplan.